guys, Dole here with Dole's Basement Records. How's everyone doing? I'm doing great. Let's jump right into this one. This is gonna be kind of like my almost famous moment, like the movie Almost Famous, great music movie. Not necessarily like writing or with the band. That one part in the I think probably within the first 15 minutes when his sister's getting ready to leave, and she what does she say? Like something like go into my room, it will help set you free, and she leaves like all those records, tons of LPs. It's what kind of happened to me, not quite. So she's like my it was my older sister who's 6 years older than me. When she went off to college, I was probably in heading into the seventh grade, and she had a bunch of CDs. I would say probably no less than 125, no more than 175, 180, almost in that 200 range or so. Keeps going up as you see. Um, I don't know, but it was a tall, maybe almost 5 feet, and it was two racks like all the way down. They weren't all full, but man, it felt like God, me visioning this, oh God, I don't know. 20 years later, literally, probably 20 years later, because I'm 33. So, right, oh man. But it felt like so many CDs. But she went to college and left all their CDs. And I got to listen to a lot of them. A lot of them I liked, a lot of them I didn't. She had a lot of like alternative mainstream. What unfortunately there's like no grunge or anything like that. I got a list. So I first heard of like my first Sublime song in like elementary school, but my first Sublime album I ever listened to was from that collection. She had their self-titled, and there was like Offspring Smash. I still remember thinking it had something to do with like the X Files because the cover was of like um, it was just like a skeleton, and it was all black and then had yellow like outline, make it look creepy. Um, Counting Crow, August, what was it, August and Everything, and they had the third 311 album she had, their third album, and it was a title. They had the main, the big hit Down on It. What else we got? Got introduced to Foo Fighters that way, Matchbox 20s, Yourself, Someone Like You, the Blink 182. I got introduced that way. Enemy of the State, I believe. Um, Real Big Fish, and that is how I got introduced to Aerosmith. Not from like their old stuff in the 70s or 80s, but their 90s. I think it's called like Get a Grip, I believe. She had that one, and it's with the cow on it. And then all the, so I got introduced to all that type of music. And there was some others I just can't remember. And she had other stuff that I had zero interest even trying to figure it or listening, like other boy bands and stuff like that I just that it wasn't for me. Um, and oh, and my dad had a massive CD collection then too. Man, I would at least 700, pushing 700 to 800. Now it's probably around that 4 to 5. I know he sold quite a bit of his stuff, and then even back then he had a shitload of cassettes. But he wasn't like, go check out what if I was in there. I was sneaking it, listening, and putting it back in. Probably right around that same age. But man, so that's how I kind of came across a lot of that type of music. And then she had like that's when MTV was real big with music videos too. And then even before that, she would always like on VHS like tape a bunch of music videos, and I think the first music video that actually got me into Aerosmith. I don't remember the exact song, but it's them making a girl. It's kind of like Weird Science. That's how I also got introduced to the Foo Fighters, or I've heard of them, but these were the first CDs I listened to. I don't remember what I believe she owned their first album he did. Not 100%. It could have been one of the first two. Um, but that's I did get introduced to a lot of music through her, especially with those. I can even picture on the VHS because she would put tape and then she would like it wouldn't just be like, MTV. It would be special handwriting and then with colors and everything. I can still picture one of them. And you know what's really crazy in this? Um, I saw my doppelganger in one of these. I mean, it, especially at that age, man, where I'm like, when I first saw it, 12 or 13, or even a little bit younger. My God, there was a kid smiling in the camera and or smiling and waving. He, like, that was my long lost twin. I couldn't fucking believe it. And he was at like the Honey Roast, some festival in the '90s. Because I remember they showed like a little, like a trailer before they started showing music videos. Um, the Foo Fighters was on there, Real Big Fish. The Cure talked for a few seconds, showing like little clips, Social Distortion. And they showed Courtney Love and Pat Smear, who I didn't know who Pat Smear was for a while, but I knew who Courtney Love was. And they were talking about Oasis and Blur, their feud. And the Courtney's like, I love a feud, I love a feud. And then they switch over, they show that a different clip, and it's Noel Gallagher from Oasis, and that main guy from MTV just saying, "Oh, you missed his Blur performance. You missed Beetle Like, oh, did I heard the goods in the background though. Because those guys fucking hated each other. But man, yeah, I miss those MTV days. I'm not gonna lie. I wish those were still around. Just showing great music videos. Man, times were that '90s and early 2000s, man, was special. But all right, guys, I think that's gonna be it for this episode. Remember, hit that like button, hit the subscribe button, leave me a comment, let me know how we're doing. And next time, please.